Episode 13 of Overlord. Just a quick reminder for all the new people, we live stream 3 times a week, so make sure you're following. We've got the main gaming channel where we post LPs daily, called Ninja Kuma. Ninja Kuma Reacts is where we post our reactions when we can. We're currently fighting a few copyright claims. And Patreon is where everything that we can't upload to YouTube goes. So I hope to see you here next week. Let's continue with episode 13 of Overlord.
For being at a disadvantage, you did very well to get this far.
I like her armor.
Honest praise. I'll accept it graciously.
Now then, do you have any last words before I end you?
Let's see. I suppose I could go on and on about how I'm defenseless without my MP.
Wait a minute. What the F is that? I remember it had some writing on it. Oh shit, he's got multiple trump cards, doesn't he?
Or I could commend you for so expertly backing me into a corner. Instead, I think I'll thank you for fighting me with everything you had, and ensuring my victory. If you had fought me any other way, I would have never been able to execute my plan so flawlessly. In player versus player, otherwise known as PvP, the most crucial part of combat is deceiving your opponent with false information. For instance, you could change your armor so that holy attacks aren't very effective, but still act as though they cause you damage. Or hide the fact that you're still weak to fire by fighting through the pain and keeping your composure. I knew you could use life essence to check the state of my HP, so I cast false data life before we started, but you were entirely focused on my MP. The next time you engage in PvP, you should constantly check both. Knowing everything about your enemy is vital if you want to execute your strategy. I learned a lot about your abilities while my friend Chino was creating you. You were his pride and joy. And ever since we came to this world, I've made it a point to memorize all the data concerning Nazarik's NPCs. Even so, after Pandora's Actor, the one I know the most about is probably you.
But you didn't know my skills. You said so.
I was lying, of course. I thought you'd use them more boldly if I feigned ignorance. If you had saved negative impact shield until the very end, I doubt I'd be standing here talking about this. Perfect warrior!
He wasn't a caster class, was he? He wasn't, was he? He drained her fucking MP because he's a warrior class!
Everything has played out as I expected. Now we'll finish this hand to hand.
Impossible! I thought that armor was lost forever!
It does look familiar.
It should. It belonged to Lord Touch Me, but it can only be worn by a world champion class warrior. Lord Ainz is a caster!
Perfect warrior. The spell Lord Ainz just used. It allowed him to change to the warrior class and use their equipment without penalty.
Still, the fact that he can don world champion armor is astounding.
Oh, my beloved is truly wonderful.
Can I just comment that I love the name Lord Touch Me because it sounds like a request.
I know that sword. Takemikazuchi? Hachishiki?
That belonged to the Lord Warrior Takemikazuchi!
Didn't I tell you, Shalltear? Ainz does not know defeat. You aren't facing one supreme being, but 41. The might of all Ainz stands before you now. Sorry, but you were destined to fail before this battle even started. Shalltear Bloodfallen, there is a reason the supreme beings of Nazarik chose me as their leader, and you will learn it firsthand. Prepare yourself. It's time I show you the true terrifying power of the man you call Master! I'm sorry. Did you think you had me?
Those are Lord Nishiki and Rise. But how did...
I gotta pay respect to the fact that she sacrificed an arm to guarantee a hitting blow, but it's for naught because he dropped the weapon and summoned something else. Motherfucker! Fucking rogue!
They're infused with holy magic! Get away!
What? Why is it pink?
How dare you make me sound so ungraceful! No way! Ho Yispo! Impossible! I'll kill you! That is Lord Pararoncino's weapon! How did you know? Where have you been hiding it?
Weren't you paying attention? I used a cash shop item.
Cash shop? Those wooden sticks? I'm out of MP and that weapon can only be blocked by magic. Even my special skills are used up. I was so reckless, I should have saved some of them. No, wait.
Now do you understand? Everything happened exactly as I intended it to.
I won't let you!
Let's go to resolve, Shalltear. This is where the climax begins!
Lord Ainz is victorious.
Excuse me? How can you know that? The way I see it, this fight is easily far from being over.
Shalltear's given up on defense and put everything into offense. It's a desperate tactic. I would make the same choice were I in her position.
Lord Ainz is changing weapons faster than she can keep up with. Since Shalltear can't predict what kind of weapon he'll use next, it's impossible for her to know how to defend against it. One step in the wrong direction could put her directly in the path of his next attack. And the bow's range forces her to fight closer. Shalltear has no choice. All she can do is dodge his attacks and hope to survive. He has her cornered.
Thank you. Now I understand the situation. Since Shalltear has completely given up on defense, Lord Ainz decided to deploy the axe.
Blood-sucking meat devourer.
Thanks, Kokaitis. Anyway, the axe itself is highly unbalanced. Its size and weight forces the wielder to swing without accuracy. But since Shalltear has gone purely offensive, it's no issue.
Everything in this battle has gone according to Lord Ainz's plan. His strategy is the work of pure genius.
However, Shalltear can recover HP if she lands a hit with her pipette lance, but Lord Ainz cannot cast any magic spells as long as he's a warrior. Isn't he at a severe disadvantage?
I doubt it will be a problem.
Huh?
The Supreme One assured me that he would claim victory today, and I believe he will. There is nothing Ainz Ulgon cannot do.
This feeling. What's wrong, Lord Ainz? Your HP is dropping faster than mine. You'll run out first at this rate.
You really think so?
Hey, Big Brother Momonga, the timer you set is up.
That's Lady Buku Buku Chagama.
I'm curious. What do you think the timer was for? If everything up to this point has transpired according to my design, then the timer running out can only mean one thing for the two of us. This is the end of our fight. We've reached the showdown.
It's a fucking bomb.
I've won.
That's so. My HP says otherwise.
A super tier magic attack won't be able to finish you when your health is still full. Which means all I had to do was lower your HP to the point that it could. And I have. I may be weak when it comes to direct physical combat, but my magic defense more than makes up for it. Here I come, Shalltear! Super tier magic!
Are you kidding me? I could refill my HP a dozen times over before you even finish casting this spell.
He didn't start.
Is that... It can't be! Another cash shop item?
What the hell was that?
Fallen down!
Hail Lord Ainz Gon, my master. Truly, the Supreme One is the strongest in all of Nazarick. Goodbye, Aura.
What the hell was that thing that we saw in the background? Okay, we're gonna ask, when she says cash shop item, do you literally mean real world currency for said item? Or are we talking about an item they can buy for in-game currency? Because if it's pay to win, like, F yourself. Mega Daliat!
So stupid. What kind of vampire lets herself get mind controlled?
Did you say something, sis?
It's nothing.
Morningstar, so good.
What about the fight?
It's obvious Lord Ainz won. Come on, we're heading back.
Real money? Ew. 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 Yeah, I'm sorry, but real life money should not be able to buy in-game items that can be used to give you a player advantage. Mounts? Sure. Skins? Sure. Combat advantage? Nah.
All that's left is to begin Shalltear's resurrection. Albedo, I need you to watch her name while I perform the ritual. If she is still under mind control once she is revived, I may have to do the unspeakable.
Don't worry about it. If that does come to pass, we will be the ones to take care of her.
I mean, look at that mountain of gold. That's the equivalent of me in World of Warcraft. I made 20 million gold in the last expansion. And I'm like, okay. The most expensive mount was 5 million. I had 4 times that. What the fuck? And this guy, the fucking Nazi, is hoarding gold. This is so fucked. This is beyond fucked. No wonder they're blonde. Green and purple eyes, you fucking Nazi.
Demiurge.
That's his bank
Please,
goal.
Lord. It was
I've
hard
got
enough
3.
to watch our Supreme Ruler face such danger without his guardians supporting him. I could not bear to see you do it a second time.
I hear you, but...
If Shalltear continues to revolt against Nazarick, then the Guardians of Nazarick should deal with her. Please step down, my lord.
I understand. Then if that happens, I will let you deal with it, my guardians.
We won't fail you. All we ask is that you stay by our side. If you leave us, who will we pledge our fidelity to? Without a supreme being to rule, the Guardians would cease to have a purpose. Sorry. We know our creators didn't reject us. Still, it is far too lonely when no one is here.
I mean, you have a body pillow.
You're right. It is lonely when everyone else is gone.
Just look at, there's just fucking gold everywhere. I just want to raid this place.
Continue to protect me, my guardians. Now, let us begin!
Lord!
It will cost 500 million gold to revive her.
500 million gold? No girl is worth that much. Think of the mounts I could buy with that. How many swift spectral tigers could I get with that? A fuck ton.
Shalltear, resurrect!
No! Why is she naked?
Albedo?
For that much gold, you fucking expect she comes back with armor? The USSR is crying. I'm fucking crying. That's 10 Brutusaur mounts for each person. I know, right?
Be at ease, my lord.
The Guardians are the last connection he has to his guildmates. I mean, I know, but that's a lot of money.
It would seem she is free of the mind control.
Wonderful.
Oh, they're in the throne room, not the treasury. She's literally made of money now. I mean, when you spend that much money on the girl, you better Well, I guess that's why she came back without the clothes. I mean, if you're gonna spend that much money, you better hope she's not clothed. Otherwise, you're just a Pokemon simp. I'm sorry, I would have been that guy that just pulls out hundreds and just throw it on her, and it would just cover the bare essentials. Ainz is a simp confirmed.
Is that you, Lord?
Thank goodness. I'm sorry, Shalltear.
Okay, Hutchins
This was
not here.
all because of my mistake.
No, please, Lord. I'm not sure what's going on here, but being in your arms couldn't possibly be a mistake. So this is where my first time will be.
Aggro in 3, 2, 1.
Excuse her, Lord. I believe Shalltear is still out of it.
You must be tired. We'll go over the details later.
There's one thing I'd like to know. How did I get back to Nazarick when I was just hunting humans in the woods?
Look at this kid. Look at the eyes. Ass. Ass. Face. Ass. Face. This guy, we can't tell where he's looking. This guy, definitely ass.
Oh, and why am I naked on the floor? And why is everyone acting so strange?
Look, when you spend 500 million gold, you invite a few friends. I'm just saying.
I hope I didn't cause some kind of trouble for you or Nazarick, Lord Ainz.
You don't remember?
No.
I'm sorry, Shalltear. Then please tell me what you remember last.
Well, other than hunting the humans, I remember giving you my regards before leaving the Great Tomb to join Sebas. After that, we rode a carriage into a large town.
So the one who used the world-class item on her remains a mystery. Of course.
Do you feel strange in any way?
I mean, besides being naked.
I feel like I usually do.
I see.
Oh no! It's gone! My chest is a washboard!
Wasn't it always?
Shalltear, do you have any idea how much suffering you put the rest of us through?
So you've conveniently forgotten. But your peers still remember your blunder.
What?
What an idiot! You did something unforgivable to Lord Ainz. Aren't you ashamed of it?
I'm beginning to question whether you understand the meaning of your existence as a guardian.
Lord Ainz' heart went through such unbearable pain.
Stop making bear puns.
I agree with you too.
You always drown in your own desires without thinking of the consequences.
I get it. He basically looks at them as the personalities that his guildmates created. And in doing so, they imprinted a version of themselves on these NPCs. So while he's separated from his friends, he actually has their creations, which is the next best thing. To him, they're priceless. That's kind of cute in a very parenty way. But at 500 million gold, I swear to God, like, she better at the very least be a mailbox dancer or something. Can we convert the first floor of the Temple of Nazarick into a casino and a nightclub? She needs to work that pole to make some of that money back, I swear to God. But look at it rationally. The fact that it was willing to go through so much trouble just to save a single guardian would only boost his loyalty with the rest of them, because it goes to show that he legitimately cares for them. He doesn't use them as pawns. So that builds trust both ways. I get, like, NPCs and programming and blah blah blah, but I'm just looking at it from a human lens.
We await your orders.
Alberto.
the German boy out of the vault.
As leader of the Guardians, I recommend scolding her mercilessly.
I second that. Don't go easy on this bonehead, Lord Ainz.
Agreed. Harsh words are the least she deserves at this point.
Shalltear, accept your punishment with humility and grace, okay?
Well, you don't have to be too hard on her, Lord. If you don't mind.
Says the boy that was looking at her ass the entire time. Called it. He likes her. Called it. Wait, that's the he, right? And that's the she. Gotcha. What are you, Christmas Santa?
I deserve the scolding. Despite all the information we have gathered, I never thought something like this would be a possibility. The mistake was mine and mine alone. Understand? Shalltear, you are not guilty of anything. I want you to remember that. Always.
Thank you very much, Lord Ainz.
Demiurge, you will explain everything to her once she's had the chance to rest.
Lord, by the way, Sebas failed to return to Nazarick as ordered.
He is bait. We still don't know who targeted Shalltear or why. But since Sebas was with her, there's a strong possibility that he will be next. Albedo, I want you to gather a team trained in stealth and have them scout the area near Sebas.
Lord.
He may be bait, but I have no intention of letting our enemy bite. If they make even the slightest move on Sebas, we will end them.
Someday, we will meet the one who used the world-class item on Shalltear. And when we do, I will pay back this debt 1,000-fold.
Question, Master.
What is it, Mare?
You left a big scar on the forest. Would you like me to repair the damage for you?
There's no need for that.
Huh?
Didn't you know? If you destroy a magic sealing crystal, the unleashed power will go wild. It's even capable of destroying a large area, apparently.
What? No, I had never heard that.
Because I just made it up. But the people of Irantel will accept it as truth. And since sealing crystals are rare in this world, I doubt anyone will waste one to test it. Also, I made a major miscalculation before. It is now plainly obvious that someone out there has the strength to harm Nazarick. And if there's one, there could be others. I want to take immediate steps to strengthen Nazarick. I was thinking of using my necromancy skills to make an army of undead. But we would need bodies to turn.
I've actually been thinking about that, Lord. It's true that undead soldiers could protect us from most intruders, but they are relatively powerless overall. Case in point, one human corpse can only become an undead of level 40 or below.
You make a good point.
There's a village of lizard men in the area. Aura found them while scouting. I wonder what kind of undead their corpses would make.
Ho ho ho! Why is it always the fucking Catholic Church? No wonder they possess the little Lolita. They can't resist underage children. He has blue eyes? Wait a minute. I swear I've seen this town before. Ah, it's fucking anime. They probably reuse everything. I mean, you gotta cut costs somewhere, right? Excuse me? Wait, are these the different floors? Or are these different locations? Oh, that guy. Someone's been humbled. So he gets a castle, huh? I'll tell you what, they did reuse a few assets from Spice and Wolf because I noticed parts of that town. It's part of one of the towns in Season 1 and 2 of Spice and Wolf. And a lot of the interior of the buildings, this is actually one of the guild buildings in that anime. And funnily enough, when they're talking with some of the people, one of the rooms is the same as well. I'm not complaining. I just realized it looked very familiar. The horse cart is the same as well, as is some of the background in the, like farmland area. Oh, what a blue ball for Season 2. Okay, I should mention a few things, and it's only fair to, I'll mention this thing, and then I'll start discussing the fight, the last 2 episodes we watched and what I thought about it. So, 1, we've now finished Season 1 of Overlord, which means for the next 5-6 days, next 5-6 days, we're going to be voting on what anime or TV show will take over Overlord. Once we finish JoJo next week, we're going to do the same for JoJo. So anything is up for grabs. It can be any anime 1 season at a time, or any TV show 1 season at a time. So if someone say votes, I haven't seen The Witcher, for example. If you guys vote that in, we're going to watch it together. If you guys vote in an anime, we're going going to watch it together. I've mentioned before, I've watched Naruto Shippuden up to the 4th Shinobi War arc. So if that wins, we start from a season from there. If Dragon Ball wins, we're going to watch Dragon Ball Z Super. I've never seen it, but I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. That sort of thing, right? Anything is up for grabs as long as it complies with the Twitch things. It can't be anything with nudity. It can't be anything with like heavy racism and shit like that. So you can basically vote for just about anything, but it's got to comply with the rules of Twitch. Like, simple as that. Like, right. Easy. The vote's going to be on Discord in the Council of Kuma's thread. So for those of you that are subscribed or patrons, where all our anime episodes are, which can't be uploaded to YouTube, make sure you're connected to your Discord so you can go into the Council of Kuma's thread and vote. Now, when it comes to this fight, I haven't voted since. Now I'm tempted to vote for Misfits. How about we simply vote 1 and top 2 are chosen to be watched? I mean, we can do that. We'll talk about it in the Council of Kumas. Now, to go to the fight between Shalltear and Ainz. Now, typically, like, you know, being a Dragon Ball fan, I absolutely love fighting in anime. It is freaking sweet. That's the thing I love about Naruto. That's the thing I love about Bleach. That's the thing I love about Dragon Ball Z. That's the thing I really enjoy. This anime being very MMO, it plays to those heartstrings. I spent a lot of time in high school when I learned how to build a PC playing World of Warcraft. I played for more than 350 days in my couple of years that I was playing. So I've spent more than a year in that game. That being said, I was doing both raiding and PvP, and I was one of those people that was helping figure out how to defeat boss fights. Not in the sense that you could get the guide online and then follow it and win. My thing was more applying it. So we had raid leaders and all this sort of stuff, but I was more the tactician. I was more the person choosing how the groups should be composed and going by the strengths of our raid at the time, whether it's an ult, whether it's a main, whether it's a new person, whether it's a good healer, whether it's a good range, or a PvPer that's very good at not stunning, but silencing, pretty much interrupting casts. We would modify our strategy in order to kill bosses. It was kind of, I wasn't in the most hardcore raiding guild, but I was playing with a lot of people that were playing semi-casually, plus, you know, 3-4 times a week, and I ended up playing with some people that were very competitive, you know, the top few guilds in Oceania and sort of this region of the world, so I could definitely play on that level. So this entirely plays on my heartstrings. It sometimes seems ridiculous for people that they're casting all these spells and there's all these weaknesses and buffs and debuffs and strategies and items, but for me that plays to my heartstrings because MMOs, classes had 30-40 abilities each. You had 12 classes. Do the math. That's a fuck ton of abilities. And depending on how to utilize them, you can approach a raid scenario or a PvP scenario very differently. So this is definitely up my alley. I liked it. Visually, I liked it, right? It's not as flashy as, say, something like Naruto, but it's engaging and the conversation makes up for it. Also, like the whole MMO thing. They've done it for so many other genres, but it's very rare to do it for an MMO so well. Sword Art Online, I remember watching it ages ago. From what I remember with Sword Art, it looked good, but it didn't have this level of information. Sword Art Online was just broken in that the main character was just brokenly OP, that he didn't have to think. Whereas Ainz actually has to think. If he doesn't play the way he does, he will lose. That's what makes it good. There's something at stake here. That's what makes Dragon Ball good. That's what makes Bleach good. That's what makes this good. Sword Art was kind of like, he's so OP that he just kills everyone. Except maybe one guy in an entire season. Wow, we get one fight where you could possibly lose in 12 or 24 episodes. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Whereas, you know, in Bleach or Dragon Ball or this, any fight could result in a permanent death that you can't recover from. So that's a, you know, good thing. I like the music. I like the characters. Season 1 for me feels very world building. I know that we had that first antagonist being that crazy girl that was summoning undead people, and I thought instantly that she was going to be antagonist for Season 1, but clearly she was cannon fodder, and she got hugged to death like, you know, Ainz was Melvin. That being said, we've seen how powerful he is, we've seen some of the other characters, and we've seen how powerful his servants are. The fact that they mentioned that the servants are going in together is a good thing, because if it's just Ainz, that would get stale. So this was good. We got to see what Ainz can do. I want to see what all the other servants can do. Because Shalltear got, what was it, 2-3 episodes of her abilities and her sort of story and her doing her thing. I want to see all the other servants, because they're all very different to each other, and it would be fun to see them all fight and then see how that sort of plays out for that very reason. So yeah, this is I don't want to say this is not heavy, but it's a lot lighter than some anime. They give you like 12 characters, but the world itself is pretty much set in its way and, you know, nice and easy to digest. And the combat is not too long. It's short enough to be entertaining, but has enough substance to make it worthwhile. That's what I like about it. And unlike Dragon Ball, it's not going to spend 2 seasons fighting Frieza and get 2 Guinness Book records for it, you know. So I like it. The story moves just quick enough for it to be, you know, quick, but slow enough for you to be able to enjoy the combat sequences. Other info-based MMOG is Log Horizon, which you've seen abridged. Oh, I like the abridged. I haven't seen the actual anime. But again, if someone votes it in, by all means, we're watching it. The SAO anime was trash. The LN was a bit better because we could actually see his thoughts, which the anime cut out entirely. I know that anime have to cut out a lot. That's the one thing that made me sad about Akame ga Kill. By the way, I have the reaction to the final 2 episodes of Akame ga Kill somewhere. I'm going to edit those out for you. My only regret is I didn't record the final 3. And I know they have to cut out a lot out of anime, and a lot of the time they complete the anime with a storyline that isn't canon to the manga because they're doing it before the end of the manga, because as we know, anime is to sort of sell the manga. But at the same time, that creates an opportunity where by watching the anime, you can go through the manga and enjoy it. I do remember at a certain point in Shippuden, I used to only watch dub, and then I switched over to sub so I can get more Naruto. And then I hit the point where the sub was still getting made, that I started reading a little bit of the manga. And I found out very quickly that typically I would never read manga, but if you're really interested in a story, it's worthwhile. And that's when I ended up buying like the Spice and Wolf novels, which I never read. I used to read the first one, was a fan translation online, and then those got taken down, and I think a couple of the people from the fan translation got hired to do the actual translation, and now they're finished translating the entire series, but I never actually got a chance to read them. So yeah, I get it. They cut out a lot, but if you're a real big fan of the series, that should be good. It means you actually have something to enjoy afterwards. That's the way I look at it. Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? I haven't seen any Full Metal Alchemists. I've seen a few memes about it, but I haven't actually seen either of them. I did see Orphan back in the day. So my introduction to anime was... I was watching SBS here in Australia late at night, and then I ended up seeing End of Evangelion, believe it or not. And this was at a point that I couldn't speak English, so I had absolutely no idea. It's basically Asuka in her Ava Unit 2 with the Metal Gear series flying on top of her, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Then I got Cartoon Network, and that's how I got introduced to Cowboy Bebop. It used to be when they used to play late at night. There was Cowboy Bebop, Bubblegum Crisis, Tokyo, some bullshit, Tenchi Minyu, and then after a while they had something else, and then I lost Cartoon Network. I didn't watch anything. I didn't remember the names of the anime because I didn't speak English at the time. And then in high school, I started living on the internet because in mid high school I actually got my hands on a computer. And then I discovered forums and then 4chan and whatnot. And then I basically just went, hey guys, a couple of years ago I was watching an anime. I don't know what it was, but there's basically this pirate that's in a cave and a cat that turns into a ship. And someone's like, that's Tenchi Minyu. I highly recommend you watch like Tenchi whatever. There's 2 Tenchi animes and they're both amazing. One goes down the route on Earth, the other one goes in the route in space. And I watched them both and it was fucking amazing. I highly recommend it. I totally watched it again. And then after that I was like, oh shit. It was like, okay, I remember this other anime. It was this girl in the red robot and her hand gets cut in half. And then there's these like white robot birds flying. They're like End of Evangelion. I'm like, oh, okay. This song with this really catchy jazz opening, Cowboy Bebop. So, you know, I lived on 4chan for a while. But luckily, the anime /A on 4chan was really cool. Like, you go in B, you're fucked. Like, you're absolutely fucked. Don't go in there. That was, like, the fucking cesspool of the internet. But /A was good for finding anime and shit. So that was my experience. And of course, I was watching early mornings Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, and then at some point they introduced Yu-Gi-Oh! But of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! Got really boring. And I watched like season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! A little while ago again when I was like stuck on an airplane or something. What the fuck? That is the worst written piece of shit ever. They actually had no rules for that fucking card game in the first season. It's embarrassing. And then I ended up watching Fate Stay Night, season 1. I really enjoyed it. I really got into that, and I ended up reading a little bit of the story online to get a little bit of closure before the ending of Fate Stay Night. I would highly recommend watching that so we could watch Fate Unlimited Blade Works Abridged. And then I ended up... What did I watch after that? After that, I found... I think it was called Sea Control, where people take out loans in the real world by selling their future. That was like, the control of money and shit, something like that. Then I was like, ooh, that's a really cool economics anime. Then I discovered Death Note, which was fucking god tier. Then I discovered Spice and Wolf because I was recommended economic anime, which is like an economic Fox Girl anime, which is a slice of life, which is really cool, highly recommended. And then I ended up watching Code Geass. I watched the first 2 episodes and I put it down for 6 months because I thought it was shit. How wrong I was. Binged the rest of it within a day, like both seasons, all 48 episodes within 2 days. I was literally downloading the videos on my computer. As soon as it finishes downloading, I convert it so I can put it on a USB, put it into my PlayStation 3 so I can watch it on the television. So that's how I started learning all this conversion, all these codecs and shit. Ended up serving me very well on YouTube. And that was pretty much my whole anime thing. Then I ended up graduating high school and going to university. My first 6 months of university were absolute hell because I was living at home. You did not want to know about my home living condition. Long story short, I ended up having to leave home. I ended up working at university as a way to get a discount on rent because rent in Sydney expensive, working 2 jobs. So 1, I didn't have private internet. I had to rely on university internet, which made it impossible to torrent. 2, I didn't have time because I was working 2 jobs and studying a degree full time. That happened. Then eventually I learnt how to VPN and bypass the university's firewall. Ironically enough, it's the University of Technology Sydney, and I learned how to bypass their firewall. Interesting. So that's where that part of my life began. And from there, I ended up moving here. So I had my own internet and shit. And then I started YouTube as soon as I started doing that. So here we are. And I've had a break from anime that entire time. In that time, I ended up only watching Danganronpa, which I really enjoyed. And, you know, one thing led to another. We played Danganronpa, and here we are. So this is where we are. Okay, now I'm going to read the comments. By the way, that's just to give you guys a history of my experience in anime. That way, when you're voting, you kind of know what you're dealing with. Kuma, a Fate video you should watch is trying to understand the Fate series. You could send it to me on reaction requests. I might check it out, as long as it's not spoilery for people. The problem with Overlord is it cannot fit all the info that you're told in the light novel, so the anime suffers from the lack of information. I still need to read the novels once I'll have time for it, to fully appreciate what's in the story and what's cut from the anime. A mate of mine recommended the series to me, and I sort of hold his opinion in high regard. Since we used to chat a lot, I think 2-3 years ago online. He's a photographer that's really into anime, and he goes to different anime conventions throughout Asia, and he does like photo shoots for cosplayers. But I used to chat with him about anime. Sea Control was my favorite anime, and I was learning economics during high school. That anime, along with Spice and Wolf, got me into economics. I ended up learning economics. So originally I wanted to be a lawyer and study a law degree, but as a result, I ended up getting an interest in economics and business. So here I am with a business and IT degree. IT being because, you know, computers, right? When you want free shit, you learn very quickly how to get it. Kuma, maybe react to Overlord opening 2 and 3, as unlikely you'll watch the other 2 seasons anytime soon. Again, depends on the vote. Anything could win. Someone could vote Overlord and we watch Overlord straight away. There are visual novels from the original Fate Stay Night. The problem with that, though, is the third route you can't play on Twitch. Ooh, if you can't play it on Twitch, it might either be very violent, very sexual, or very racist. given that it's Fate Stay Night, I'm gonna go with like nudity. I'm guessing it's nudity, isn't it? It's nudity. Especially Gilgamesh. He likes to be naked. I'm wondering if you could react to the other two openings. I mean, I could, but I won't be doing it right now. We're wrapping up. We're way over time. We're like 2 hours over time. Hachan's going to be pissed. This live stream was supposed to be 4 hours. It's been 6. So I'm going to have a pissed Hachan on my hands either way. So yeah, that is the go. Council of Kumas is a thing. If you're a patron or you're a subscriber on Twitch or a sponsor on YouTube, link up to your Discord. That's where the vote's going to be happening. It's going to start when I close this live stream. And the vote for the action game is going to close. It's probably going to be Uncharted. I believe Kingdom Hearts won the anime vote. And after Kingdom Hearts is going to be Ace Attorney. And now we're going to be voting for the next anime. So, good times. I hope you're all following. I hope you're all on the Discord. Thank you for coming. I hope you had a blast. If you're new here, welcome. If you are a returning person, thank you for coming back. If you are watching this on YouTube by some fucking miracle, thank God. But I highly doubt it because we keep getting DMCs left, right, and center. So this will most likely than not sit on Patreon at the very least for a while until we can figure something out on YouTube. Otherwise, it might not ever make it there. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. You're awesome. I can't wait till next week, where our next live stream is going to be on Saturday morning. We've wrapped up with the World of Warcraft lore stream, so we're no longer streaming on Friday. It was epic. It was fun. Those videos are on the gaming channel. They'll all be edited out and uploaded. Thank you, those that joined us on that journey. I hope you enjoyed. When World of Warcraft Shadowlands comes out, you will be able to enjoy all the cinematics and story videos because you now know the context and the story. So please enjoy. I will see the rest of you on Saturday, but in the meantime, I'm going to be on Discord throughout the entire week, uploading on the gaming channel daily, and I'll try to pop something out on the reaction channel. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being awesome. Until next time, Ninja Kuma out. Bye.